Hey, welcome back to another episode of Caffeinated CX, where we talk about CX and stuff, all in a hyper caffeinated state. Happy 2023. Never thought we'd make it here as a species to this year, to this far off future date of 2023. But here we are, proving that humankind are survivors. And let's pad some running time some more while I ask you a simple favor, a small favor, a nice favor, one that I hope that you do for me. And that is to rate, review, and share this show so we can make the show grow. And let's further pad it by saying, buy my book, The Blue Collar Call Center, available on Amazon, $5 for the paperback, $3 for the Kindle version. Yeah. The Kindle version is less because imagine it being more. You don't even get a physical copy. And I don't trust digital providers of digital merchandise, and my fears, my paranoia on that has been proven true lately with movies that people have purchased into their digital library going away. But that's a story for another time, for another place, and for another probably podcast. Anyway, today we're going to be but seeing how a punk rock mindset, a punk rock ethos could work in an office setting or a contact center. Because why the hell not? So, what's punk rock? Well, if we're just going to talk about the music, it's fast, aggressive, to the point, no frills, 3 chords, bass that may or may not be played ridiculously well. Some of the best bassists out there are in punk bands. I'm looking at you, Rancid and Operation Ivy. I know it's the same bassist. Shut up. And drums, right? So that's what we got. We got 3 chords. We got to the point lyrics, 3 minutes or less for a song. Yeah. So, but that's the music. And a lot can be gathered from that description of the music of direct, straight to the point, no frills. But let's go a little bit deeper. No, punk rock is not just green mohawks, spiky bracelets, and sniffing glue. That was the Ramones, minus the mohawks. But what it is DIY attitude, like mentality. Do it yourself, right? Make it happen by yourself. Another one is individuality, right? Everyone's an individual. This is, well, nowadays it's more like they're collectivists and it's weird. But we're talking about the punk I grew up with in the 80s and 90s, right? So, and to a lesser extent, the late 70s, which I wasn't alive. I was born in 81, but still, part of my upbringing. But that DIY, individualistic, finger up to conformity, that's what I'm talking about. All right. And how can you instill that into an office setting or a contact center? Well, the first one is DIY, right? Do it yourself, right? That can be either bootstrapping up a contact center, which I've done. It's really fun. Or, a startup or anything like that. It also goes into the employees' attitudes as well of, holding yourself accountable. If something's not being done, do it yourself, right? So, yeah, individuality, everybody brings particular strengths to a business or to a call floor, right? And those strengths should be leveraged in order to help the business and the customer and the employee. So You need to harness those strengths and then hire for the weaknesses, right? So that goes without saying. I mean, everybody knows that. So conformity. Do you want your company to be like everybody else? Do you want to get washed away in a sea of average? And you know what another word for average is, boys and girls, squirrels and lemurs, ghosts and ghouls? Well, another word for average is simply mediocre. And do you want to be mediocre? Do you want to be average? No. No, you don't. You want to stand out from the pack. You want to stand above them. You want to use this as your competitive advantage. You want your people to be so good that people will be like, oh, yes, that company. ABC Chewing Gum is the best chewing gum company because of the way the employees act and how they treat me. Good. So, and as some punk bands have proven, you can be well-spoken and well-educated. Even if you're not college educated, you can still be very well-educated and hold this punk ethos. I mean, look at bands like Bad Religion, where you need a thesaurus or a dictionary to read their lyrics. At least I do. I am kind of dumb, but like, I learned a lot of new words from Bad Religion lyrics. Dead Kennedys, right? Descendants. The Offspring. I think Dexter from The Offspring is like a professor somewhere. That's crazy. Well, so is the guy from Bad Religion too. He teaches at like UCLA or something, which is weird. But you can be well spoken, you can be well educated, and still hold on to this punk ethos, the DIY ethos, the individuality, the nonconformity, and still get the job done. I mean, no one was propping up punk bands back in the day, right? Now we got some record labels that, prop up some really silly punk analogs, but for the most part, nobody propped these guys up. They did it all themselves. They were like, why is nothing good on the radio? Why is nothing good being produced? And then they made their own stuff, right? And then other people were like, oh, wow, we could do that. And they went and did it themselves as well. And that's basically how the punk scene started. People were just like tired of everything else that was on the radio and, that was there. And they took elements of this and elements of that. And, oh, look at Iggy Pop and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And you can do the same damn thing in your contact center. And you know what? It's fun to do. It's rather easy to do. Or, well, it was easy for me. I can't speak for anybody else. But it was easy to do. It was fun to do. And it's rewarding. It's rewarding to see something that you basically brought up from the ground up to fruition, into a monster, into a monster in a good way, by the way, not like a scary Lovecraftian eldritch from beyond the stars beast, but like, a monster truck. I don't know. You know what I mean. So, but punk rock contact center. I like the sound of that because that's what we are here. We're DIY. We're heavy into individuality. We're nonconformists. We don't want to be like the other trades call centers, right? Where they're filled with nothing but order takers and robots. And you should see some of the training they have for like trades call centers. It's awful. I'm gonna have to change that. I'm gonna have to change that industry because it is just bad. It literally just teaches CSRs to be robots and order takers and human form fills and chat bots, and it's ridiculous, and I hate it, and I'm going to change it. So that's my goal for 2023. So look out for that. It's a good thing I listened to these again, because I won't remember that I said that. So anyway, just look into it. I made a LinkedIn post about the same thing, and I forgot a couple of the points while I was recording this, but that's okay. That's okay. So back to basics is another one. Yeah, you want to go back to basics. You don't need more than 3 chords to write a song, right? Yeah. You don't need to spend $10,000 or plus on a on a software that you can make in Google Sheets yourself for free if you have an extra 10 minutes. Stuff like that. So, well, this has been this episode of Caffeinated CX, the first episode of 2023. And I hope that your new year is filled with happiness and stuff. So, that's me. Bye.